So this is our bay tree. It's one of the first trees that we planted when we moved out to this block. And I'm going to be picking some leaves today and freeze drying it alongside some of my other herbs from the garden. I'm just interested to see how bay leaf turns out freeze dried. I've not freeze dried it before, so it'll be interesting to see. I've just taken out my next load out of the freeze dryer, and this time I wanted to experiment with some of my herbs that I've been growing. Now, I've never dried herbs before. I haven't seen many videos, but not that I've really gone looking. So in the front tray here, I've got rosemary. Now, I've got two very large bushes of rosemary, so I just love making up my own. Now the next one is some coriander, and I've grown lots of coriander this year. And normally with all these herbs I air dry them and they turn out really well, so I was just curious to see how they turn out freeze dried. And these are beautiful. Everything's dried lovely, so I've turned my machine off as well. So here I have some parsley that I've grown, also dried beautifully. And that's parsley as well. And up the top I've got plantain. Now I've got a video on plantain on my YouTube channel, if you want to take a look at that. And normally I air dry this too, and it's just, you hear that crunch? It's just turned out lovely. So very medicinal plantain, guys, and it's a weed, and you'll probably find it in your backyard, front yard, side, along the driveway. It's everywhere. It's really good. So here are the bay leaves, and they are nice and crunchy, and so they have dried beautifully. So this was really a success. I wasn't sure, especially the bay leaves, I really wasn't sure how they would turn out. And I'm going to be blending these up and putting them into little jars. I'll use these for my everyday cooking, so I'm not going to store these. I have quite a bit more in the garden that I need to pick that I will store and probably put away for long-term storage. So I've jarred them all up, and my kitchen smells absolutely amazing. As I was blending the rosemary, so these two here, the smell was amazing. It really was. The coriander, just there, yeah, that was wonderful. The plantain I've just left as it is. I just scrunch it up a little bit. And the parsley, I just scrunch that as well. So I've got two jars there, and the bay leaves. So I'm really happy with that, and this was just an experiment, because basically I usually air dry these, but that would take a few days, and I've got them lying all over the place, whereas this took about 8.5 hours, and because it finished so early in the morning I added on a few hours and got it up to 14 hours. So you can never over dry, so that was fine. Now when you do a load that isn't too heavy, the trays aren't too heavy, because I mean, you know, the herbs don't weigh much, you might get a little sign up on your machine saying small mode. Don't worry about that, it's fine. There's, you know, your machine's not broken or anything like that, so it's just telling you that it may take a bit longer, but it was fine. So I'm really happy how these turned out, and if you've got a lot of herbs in your garden, give it a go. It's amazing the difference in blending them up yourself, like drying them yourself, blending them up compared to store-bought. And I have compared them to store-bought. And also in my onion video, we grew our own onions and I blended them in, and the smell was amazing, so's the flavour. So hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching.